All right, here's our question for tonight. For the panel, what is your favorite thing about transition time? I'll go first while you think, because I already thought of the question, so I know my answer. So, transition time is super exciting because I always think of my Scentsy business in 6-month chunks, and so it's like starting new, all over again. It's like I have something brand new and exciting to offer my customers. I have reasons to reach out all over the place. I've got, especially in fall, winter, because it's incentive time and it's a new incentive period, right? So transition time to me is like a refresh, renew, like regroup, everything that I never got to with the prior catalog. I'm like, oh, shucks, I didn't get to it, but now I could get to it with the new catalog. And so for me, I think transition time is a time of excitement because I know that some things are going away, which gives me the opportunity to offer Scentsy Club, but then new things are coming, which gives me a reason to reach out to my customers. And just the excitement alone is really good for team morale. So that's why I love transition time. And they're all going to say, oh, I just the same thing. Same thing.
I was going to say, I love the ordering new supplies, and I love redoing all of my marketing. Like that's my time to get rid of the old labels, give people something to look forward to, like new labels, new stickers, new catalog label, like all new stuff. So it's my time to be creative, get rid of all the old stuff, put all new stuff together. And of course, I'm in the supply area right now ordering new stuff because I like to clean everything out and put new stuff in.
So mine is a little twofold. I like it as like a purge. Like, okay, I got to get rid of all, and I don't mean get rid of, I mean, I'm going to hand out all these catalogs before they expire. I want to get rid of all these product sheets. I don't want nothing left, but I don't want to have to throw anything away. So it's like a purge for me, like get it gone. And then also the thing for my customers is being able to create that excitement, I can't think of a better word, but like of, oh, this is leaving and we don't know if it will be back. So if you're going to love this, let's get your club created, which Melissa already stated that. But I love the purge. You can't tell, but I love to throw things away. Don't look here, but I really do love to throw things away.
So I get bored. Like I love that we have new stuff that comes out all of the time because it sounds kind of funny, but I am glad that we don't have just a 6-month catalog anymore because I'd be so bored by like month 3. I'm like, I don't need anything else. So of course I agree with everything else all the other girls said. I love when Jill gets creative and I get to steal all of Jill's creativity. I love getting rid of my stuff, which I just did tonight so it can go out on Monday. And I love the excitement that it brings. For a lot of people, fall winter season is a really, really big month for our business and for so many people to expand and grow their business. So that's exciting to watch as well. Plus the incentive. I mean, hello, let's go. How about you, Kaylee Bear?
My favorite thing about transition month, honestly, is the new fragrances. I am sitting here, like the first thing I was so excited to do was to get those because you read the descriptions, right? We get the catalog. And I'm so excited to smell new fragrances because I'm like, oh, that sounds really good. But it seems to me like the ones that I'm going to love, sometimes I don't. And the ones that I don't expect to love, I really do. So that's one of my favorite things about transition. And then honestly, really, I was going to say when Melissa went, I was like, oh, she kind of mentioned this, but she touched on it. I'll talk about club. So excited about club because it's getting, we've talked a lot over the since the year started, Heather as well, about really wanting to get to a point in our businesses where all of us had a minimum of 500, 1,000, or even 2,000 a month in just club orders, because then that's money that is coming in constantly and you don't even have to really think about your sales, right? When life happens or whatever, you don't have to think about it. And so that's something that I'm excited about is another opportunity to continue to share club and have people get on the club train. So. And
is Jen here?
Did Jill go? Jen, I can go really quick because I'm gonna have to help this customer real fast. No, team member. Sorry, I don't know what I'm speaking. I don't speak English anymore. My favorite. Oh God, this is kind of twofold. Okay, my favorite is the 10% off sale and the like rush to try to get so much in sales and 10% off and like just blast it and try to like beat all my records because it's 10% off. But then I like changing out my warmers and my decor in my house with all the new stuff because I'm like, oh, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one, and the new products that come out. And then I get very excited when I see Very Snowy Spruce come back because I'm ready to decorate August 1st.
I just want to say that if you guys ever wondered why Hobby Lobby puts out Christmas in June, it's her fault. It's all Heather's fault. All right.
I'm so mad about it. Actually, I went in there today and I was like, why is Christmas and fall and everything out? It's so crazy. So, but if you haven't noticed, we're going to talk about transition tonight. We know there's a lot of new consultants. I also already saw some great questions in the comments about transition. Today being July 1st, we got to see the catalog. We got to see all of the products. That air purifier. I don't know about you guys. Anybody else excited about that? I am so stoked about the air purifier. I don't care how many half price items it takes to get it half price or whatever. Like that is one of the first things I'm ready to purchase. So very, very excited. So tonight we're going to dive into the catalog transition, what that means, tips to go through the transition, how we use the business supplies that are left over. Like Jamie said and Jody both said, they're already working on purging everything, right? So what does that mean? How do we purge? What do we do? Those types of things. So we're going to dive into that tonight. And I do have some notes here. So thank you, Heather. I'm just going to go over the first part, ladies, real quick. If you want to jump in on any of these, please do. So what is transition month? So basically it's when we transition from one catalog to the next. You'll hear us talk about, we're going right now into fall and winter, but if you're in region 3, down in Australia and New Zealand, they're going to spring, summer. So they're opposite of us. So if you are down in region 3, just do keep that in mind. And so it's basically when we transition, we do that twice a year. The transition months are January and July. I have to do that because they changed them on us. And then the new catalog started February 1st. And then our new catalog will actually go on sale for purchase on August 1st. So those are the 2 times of year to which we do so. And that's in my notes. So I was trying to remember that, even though it was in the notes there. And then, so during this month, we, a lot of you actually maybe didn't get the opportunity to experience what I would say a true transition because of COVID. So last time we went through transition, we didn't have our 10% off sale. It was only on wax. So now you're going to get to experience that 10% off sale that we were talking about. And you're going to get to, hopefully we'll have all the products in stock. We won't have any issues when we launch this time. So we're really excited about getting back into the swing of things for transition month. You can actually right now go and get all of your supplies in the consultant store. And I highly recommend that you do it now sooner than later because there's stickers still available. Last time, Anna, I see you, we had some sticker issues. Many of us were waiting on our stickers very angrily, but there's still stickers still available for rub and smells. There's the catalogs on discount. There's your testers. All of those things are there and ready for you to purchase so that as you have them in your hands, you can get them ready for your customers and you will be able to start selling on August 1st. Now I do want to say, this is my big tip right here is do not be sharing the catalog items now. Do not do that. Focus on what you have to sell now. Focus on that 10% off sale. Focus on what we have available. And then if you have an item that made you think of somebody, like I know last time the Deja Vu warmer, right? That really made me think of a specific individual. So I reached out to them and that was my tip to get them to book a party. I showed them that and I said, oh my gosh, I cannot wait till you see this new catalog. You are going to love X, Y, and Z, but specifically this one lets you get on my party schedule. So those are the types of ways that I use that catalog now, but definitely don't share the full thing in advance. Now, even if you see other consultants doing it, remember that your customers don't necessarily see everybody else's social media profile. I am friends with a lot of Scentsy consultants. You're probably friends with a lot of Scentsy consultants, but that doesn't mean that your customer base is. Does anybody else want to touch on any of these points here real quick? I feel like I came back and I'm talking.
I was just going to say something kind of funny. Y'all might, I don't know, ironic, whatever, but I actually have not flipped through the catalog yet. I'm one of those. I mean, I've seen sneak peeks that other people have shared, but I'm one of those that kind of like the element of surprise. So I kind of like, wait, I don't get all on the knowledge of it yet. I am pouring into getting rid of my things and really focus on what we have. So that didn't really have anything to do with what you said. It just triggered in my brain that it kind of keeps me from sharing and getting too excited about it yet. And I kind of save it for those like the last 7 days. And that's when I kind of start treating myself and then sharing it and booking those parties. That's me personally. If you are going to like struggle with wanting to share it, then just don't look yet unless you already have.
I'll just say, Jamie, I literally on this call was the first time I've had a chance to even peek at it, but I don't go in depth in it because I'm like Jamie, I like to get the paper one and be like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So I just peep real quick at it and then that's it until it comes in. The only other thing I wanted to mention about the supplies that Kelly had mentioned, if you order on accident the wrong language or region, there are no refunds, y'all. And I do it almost every time. And I almost did it this morning by ordering Canada. So be sure that you're getting the language and country specific catalogs, brochures, whatever you need. Because if you want, US Canadian and you order US English or vice versa, there's not going to be any refund. You're just going to have to reorder them. And also be sure that you are printing all of your receipts for tax purposes. Anything that you spend on your business, whether it's supplies or even, like the season sales kits we'll get, those are all tax write-offs. And sometimes we overlook that and forget to write those off. And I'm all about as many write-offs as possible. So I just want to throw that in there for you. Go ahead, Cal.
All right, anybody else want anything? Heather, Jill, Melissa, anything there?
I'm going to wait until I figure out what spot you were on because I got lost.
No, you're good. So I was just on those top 2 points, but so basically, we're getting our supplies. We're going to get rid of our old supplies. I did see a question here that said, do we have to purchase the catalog to see it? No, you do not. So it was remember Michelle, and Michelle, I'm pretty sure you're my group. So if you go to Group Make It Happen, you can actually, I did a video showing how to find it. But if you go to your workstation, you type in catalog at the top. I filter it by latest on the right. And then I actually use the filters on the left and I put in PDF and I hit apply. And it was one of those first few documents that popped up. So if you're having a hard time finding that, that's where you'll be able to find it and view it. And no, you don't have to buy it to view it. But if you want ones to give out, then yes, if you want the full file, then you'll want to do that. Something else that I'll say, it's up to you, but if you are already paying shipping or whatever, and you're ordering your supplies, I always like to order a not transition guide, a new product training guide. You can order one to have a physical copy, or you can also access that on your workstation. The other thing is, I did this on accident last season. I actually ordered 3 of the binder catalogs, not 3 packages of actual catalogs. So 1, pay attention to that. But 2, I actually really enjoyed having that binder one. So Jill, I was supposed to mail you one. And I don't know if I ever did, or I think I did last month, and now the catalog season is over. But
you did, and I'm glad you did, because I forgot to order mine, and I always use one of those so that I don't go through extra catalogs.
Yeah, so that's, I know for me, it's just having it right up by my desk and I can pull and flip. For whatever reasons, it's just thicker and it holds up longer through the entire season. So if you're new and you want to get, maybe you're not familiar or you want to learn this new catalog, some people also go ahead and put little tabs in so you can easily get to different pages. Those are some other things that you can do with those that maybe a regular catalog doesn't hold up as well. Okay, so let's see. Order your supplies. I'm just reading here. Sorry.
Hey, also, I know I said I like to throw things away, but there is one thing that I always keep. I keep one of each catalog. For my history, I have them in a bag down here. I keep one from each, like everyone we have, so that when a lot of times when people are looking for lids or, hey, does anyone recognize this? It's easy for me. You can Google, but I like to pull out the actual catalog and look, and it's really fun to see how they used to be so thin and now they're thick. So if you are keeping anything, Melissa, I'm not giving you permission to keep anything else, but at least keep one catalog.
Hey, hoarder.
I'm learning that hoarding is a real problem this time around. So we have a lot of things to get rid of. Okay, so if you have extra business supplies left over, something that I recommend doing, no matter what, if you haven't had the chance to give them out or whatever, and we're getting towards the end of the month, anywhere that you're going, hopefully you're going a lot of places now that things are starting to open back up. I have always put on my catalogs a little sticker that said, this catalog is no longer available. Contact me for a new one, and then leave those wherever. Those are one of the only times when I say, leave information without getting information back, because at least it's putting your information out there somewhere. And if it's maybe a doctor's office or, somewhere where people are sitting and maybe they flip through magazines, hopefully they still do that. I haven't been to the doctor in a while in person. But those are there. You can just go ahead and leave those in different places wherever you go. And it's a way to get your business supplies out there without getting rid of them, and still making them work for you. What should I do with old warmers when they retire? So old warmers, you can always use those for any of your loaner baskets, your basket parties, your on-the-go parties, those types of things. A lot of times, maybe you have somebody that's never experienced Scentsy before, and that would be a great time to transition that into a business supply and have it be something that you can loan out to them to try. And and at some point you say, well, if you loved it that much, you can go ahead and keep it and you could sell it still at a discount, right? So it's not posting your inventory, but it's allowing you to get that warmer into other people's hands and give them the opportunity to experience it. Back in the day, it's been years and years ago, but my mom and I went and did random acts of kindness, and we would take flowers and warmers and a few cubes, and we would go to different businesses and we'd let them experience it. And they would get to have that and have their office smell great for a day. So that's something else, if you wanted to get back into doing, that would be a great thing also. Let's see.
Kelly, did you see the question about, do I have to purchase the catalog in order to view it?
Did, and I did answer that one. So yes, we got
My
that
bad.
one. No, you're
My
good.
bad.
I know we're all over the place trying to what's so funny is we all are kind of like, we want to be here for you guys, like, but we've all been like running and crazy and all like Jamie was 2 hours away in Dallas today. Heather's been doing another job. Melissa's has family. Like, we're all just crazy. So Jody's getting ready to leave for a trip. It's just, so we're kind of discombobulated a little bit. So I apologize about that.
I don't know if you
Okay.
guys know, Cal, someone did ask or said that the full set of fall winter testers are sold out. So I went to the workstation and I confirmed that does say out of stock, and I don't see any news about it. Have we heard about that? Or because that's the first time hearing of it. So I'm sure they won't be out for long, but I don't have any update for you that I can find. I'll still dig.
Yes.
Okay.
I had not heard that yet, so that's good to know.
You can always purchase the bar and then just make your own little testers of them if you want to. Typically, I only buy the transition one just because if people have been around for a while and been your customer, they just want to smell the new stuff anyway. So improvise if you can. Let's see, where else are we at? Are we on the back page yet, Cal?
I'm not printed, so I don't know what your back page is.
I forgot you don't have your printer. So I am going to say there's 2 pro tips that we wanted to share with you. So the discontinued list is a really, really big deal. This is a really great marketing tool for you to be able to get those customers onto club, especially if they love them. And side note, that collection that's coming for people that are realtors or title companies, this is the perfect time to get those people on club, because if that sells out, you very well could probably get a realtor or a title company to put a very large amount of those bars coming pretty frequently in a club. So utilize that Scentsy club and really talk it out, because if you're talking about it and you're advertising it, people are going to do it. I posted on my Facebook and I've been posting all month long. 2 people signed up for club last night. And I got a text today. Can I get Honeymoon Hideaway? Nope, you missed it by yesterday. You're always going to have those people that come in and chime in, but just keep talking about it, because that's income that's coming in it's an addition, it's a bonus, it's the whipped cream and cherry. So make sure that you are broadcasting this discontinued list to everybody. Talk about it. Pick maybe 6 of your fragrance and go live and share why they're your favorite or what it reminds you of. Because if they're getting discontinued, they're going to want to put them in a club to keep getting them if they love them. Customers love to grab these products before they are gone. Customers will stock up heavy on their favorite fragrance if they decide not to do the club in their body, laundry, clean that are discontinuing. And remember about Scentsy Club, just FYI, it is always get my bar, not always get my room spray, always get my body lotion, always get my washer whiff. It is always get my bar. That's what you're always going to get. So you can't get anything extra forever. It's just in the wax. All right. Oh, we already did that. See, I'm trying to stay on track. So the transition set tester set is on sale. This does include all the new fall, winter fragrances and the returning fall, winter that are coming back, like Very Snowy Spruce, my favorite, that aren't in the current spring, summer catalog. So it is not all 80 plus testers. So make sure you are getting your transitions set. And she said, this little pro tip that she put here, she said, remember that the world is opening back up. And even if you didn't use testers the past 16 months, you will probably be in situations where you'll want to have the testers during the fall and winter. So keep that in mind. I mean, a lot of us didn't use testers at all, and we are going to really absolutely need them again. So it's a nice way to just get back in the swing of things. If you haven't had your testers for a while though, smell them and see how the scent throw is. Sometimes if you've had some fragrance testers for a while, I know all of y'all probably are rubbing the top to smell, just check them out, see if they're good to go. If they have a strong fragrance, keep them. If not, it's time to reorder them. You can get them individually as well. If you have a couple that are bad. Rub and smell stickers are my absolute favorite. If you don't have them all, it's not a big deal. What I've come to know over the years that you don't have to have everything to be a great salesperson. It really is just whatever you have is what they're going to buy. It's not take it all. They're not all picking all 12 new fragrances coming out or whatever it may be. Whatever you're showing and sharing and that they're sniffing, they're going to find something that they love. So something is better than nothing. We are in the business of relationships and fragrance. So make sure whatever you do, you are sampling and getting those testers or rub and smell stickers or spraying a room spray on something or scent edging like Callie has told us about. You've got to be getting fragrance under people's noses for sure. Anybody else want to keep going down the list, or does anybody not have it?
I have the list. I don't just, what I want to say, I don't know if it fits in right here. So if you want to keep going, it was more about how to get rid of stuff that you have, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So carry on.
Okay. We don't know what categories are offering this. Oh, that was scent stickers. I did that. Okay. So these stickers have gone fast in the past. So grab them. No big deal if you don't get them all. It's an inexpensive way to do marketing and advertise.
We'll just add something here real quick is with those stickers. Last year, we all went ahead, and I like to use premium paper. So it was like, oh, I can't get rid of it. But we all went ahead and printed like the sticker sheets with all of the fall and winter ones on there. I'm so excited that this year they did a bundle. I don't know about the rest of you, but going in there and seeing there was a bundle of all the stickers just made my heart so happy. But we were missing a few of them. And so like Heather said, if you don't have them all, it's okay. Wait to print those sheets, even though you may proactively want to do so that if you need to adjust slightly, Anna's nodding her head because we were both yelling together. We were so frustrated that you can have those. I would even say, even if you can only get 6 or afford 6, you know, you could do, here's my 6 pick. They don't know it's not your 6 pick. You throw the 6 stickers on there, right? Or maybe you need one that's a blast from the past and you have some leftover stickers, that a sticker that's staying around. I know personally, I still have some fall and winter stickers from last year in my little folder that, so I can even do a sneak peek on a postcard now, like, oh my gosh, 10% off this month, but also guess what's coming next month if you're doing anything in your mailer. So kind of look through your supplies, never get rid of those. I have a whole, I wanted to reach around to show you, but I can't, but I have a whole folder box full of stickers because they are the absolute best and I keep them for everything. So you can just throw 2 or 3 here and there. So if you can't afford them all, don't print those sheets. You can easily just put some descriptions, stick a few stickers below it. You don't have to have the cute little bar cutouts. Keep it simple so that you can make the most impact with what you're giving out and not wait.
Awesome. So when you're talking about getting ready for your parties in the fall, your open houses, your events, be thinking about what your calendar looks like and what you're booking or what you're going to book, because now that we're all opening back up, people want to be around people. It is time to start partying. If you are not partying, you are missing out, and I want you to get off this little slow gravy train that you're on, and I want you to get on the fast track with us, because partying is the way to go to build your business the fastest with the strongest foundation by flipping these party hosts. And so I personally use the full catalogs for all of my parties. Why? Because we are also adding the QR codes in all of my catalogs. When I can't do the talking, why not let a QR code do the talking for me by fellow consultants? We are, don't worry, going to reach out and see if anybody's willing to do some new updated videos for this next catalog season. I don't know when it's coming. It's on my to-do list along with another 80 different things. So maybe by August 1st, maybe by November 1st. I don't know. I can't make any promises. Feel free to make some of your own videos as well. I'm not personally going to put myself through the whole entire catalog because it's not the Heather catalog show, but I want them to hear from other consultants. I want them to hear their spill and maybe sell it in a way that I don't know how to, and they connect to be like, oh, I need 5 of those. So just be open and let other people do some of the works where you can just print and go, but let that catalog do the talking. They are 10% off where you can get, packs of 25 for $12 in the US. So that's really good. If you are maybe wanting to do a lighter version and do the showcase brochures, you can fold them in half and utilize that as well. Those are a lot less expensive to mail. And then of course you have your product sheet that is the rip-off sheet. That is the lightest and least expensive thing to put in a mailer for a new customer. I would also start keeping track of the people that are purchasing from you or most recently made a purchase. Those are the ones I like to get a catalog in their hands first. I don't necessarily go through all of my customers or those people that crawl out of the woodwork that bought one bar 12 months ago that now want a catalog. Not happening. You're getting a product list. If you bought in maybe the last 6 months and you're not like, you'll probably get a showcase brochure. But if you're one of my heavy hitters, oh honey, I'm going to send you a nice catalog with QR codes, lots of samples. So use it to your discretion. Use your business tools wisely and pinch those pennies when you can. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a catalog for everyone, but be smart about it as well.
Also right there, I'm going to say, think about your budget because catalogs can be expensive to mail. I know that I think you can get them down in a 5x7 type envelope. You can get them down to $1, maybe $1.20. We don't have them yet and how many pages and how heavy yet. So that's kind of going to depend once we start receiving them. But be aware, if you are on a tight budget, then get showcase brochures or get the product sheets so that you can, if you are mailing, or if you know, like Heather said, kind of how layer how you give those out in regards to your more recent purchasers, get catalogs and you kind of go from there. But you just want to make sure that you are considering that when you buy catalogs. If you are somebody that does mail, be aware that they are a little bit heavy. They are going to cost you more. And then when you start to add samples and things, then you might end up being into like the more parcel, which is about $3.20 minimum a package. So just be, aware of that.
And I know you already talked about the product training guide. That is, I know sometimes I've had a lot of consultants come to me and say, I'm not a good salesperson, right? How many times have you heard that, right? A lot of times, that's why I'm constantly reading through my catalog. Even when I'm on an airplane or whatever, I'll read the scent descriptions. So if I know someone likes patchouli, I know what to say. Like the more you study something, the more you know it, right? So that product training guide is very, very good for those people that are like, ooh, I don't really know about this. I don't know the details, but it makes it rattle off your tongue where you're like, dang, he or she, that your job, like you got this, like you're serious about this. So it is important to study that and look over that. But another flip side of the coin is, did you know that you could type in FAQ search feature and almost every single category we have an FAQ document that you should be reading and knowing all those details? Because honestly, the more you know, the faster you're going to sell it to someone or use it as a booking tool to say, hey, why don't you be my first hostess in August and let's get that air purifier for you. Do you realize was I frozen? It's my internet. I cannot do anything.
It's been really great until just barely.
Well, I don't know where I left off at.
I think it just put you in fast forward. So just continue.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so you're just going to like this again. You're going to Wait, am I still in fast forward? I totally did that. That wasn't my internet that time. Just kidding. Okay, so yes, I am using that air purifier to absolutely book tons and tons of parties to see if they can get that for free with 3 half-price items. Do you realize how awesome that would be? and flip every single one of those, I'm excited about that one. Okay. Oh, choose within your budget. We did that. Oh, this is another important one. Scentsy Consultant Startup Guide. It's seriously $2. Grab that every transition so you can be aware of, when you have a new team member that joins, what they're seeing in their starter kits, right? Or what they're seeing on the version on their computer if they're not getting it in their starter kit during a join special month. But things are changing. You need to be up with all the latest things in that consultant startup guide, because it's going to help get your new team members off on the right foot, and you need to be aware of it as well. There is a transition oil set that you can purchase. If you aren't selling any oils, my guess is that you aren't using our oils. This transition set is absolutely great. You do earn some PRV on this transition oil kit. It will have the new and returning oils. They're 5 milliliters instead of the 15 milliliter bottles. And you can get, they're $54 in the US for 9 bottles. So keep that in mind. We've already talked about, this is something I do love to put in my party packs, you guys, are the little brochures that it's almost like the little pamphlets that talk about all the different categories. You know, people love a fun packet. And so I love buying those. Host join #1 better go in every one of your packets. That's the first one you must buy out of all brochures. The next one is the category. Usually we have brochures. It's, what is it? Body, laundry, pet, brochure. I mean, there's all those different category ones. So I usually put them in there because they're very inexpensive. It's like $3 for a whole packet. I think it's 25 that come in there. Yes, 3 for 25. And it's a great way to introduce your customers, especially to those people. You always meet those people who are like, well, I didn't know Scentsy had this. This is a cheap, inexpensive thing just to hand out to somebody that you can follow up with about one of the new categories or products that we do carry.
I will say on those brochures, I actually like to snag those, and I will, I'll just have them here. And when I kind of feel like, oh, you know what, I don't necessarily have something extra to add into my customer mailer this month or to my customer marketing for that month, I'll just pick one of those brochures and then I'll use them. And it kind of, when I buy them at the beginning of the season, then I know by the end of the season, whichever ones I've used, I've already sent out, right? So, and I just kind of rotate those throughout each season. So that's something that I do with those little brochures that I do love. So, I don't know if I haven't looked through the full document yet, but I just want to make sure, because this keeps popping in my head and we cannot skip this. Why none of us mentioned this. Why is this month so great for recruiting? We have enhanced starter kits this month. So what does that mean? So if you have somebody that is on the fence about joining the Scentsy family, maybe they didn't before, this is the time for them to join for enhanced starter kit. So what I basically tell them is so here's how this works. What does that mean? So they're actually going to get, if they join in the month of July, fall and winter and spring and summer items. So they're going to get both testers, both sets of catalogs, so they have business supplies to run their business for the entire month. If you sponsor somebody this month, or you see that somebody in your team or your group sponsors somebody this month, and maybe their upline isn't as active, make sure you reach out to them and let them know to set aside the fall and winter items until August 1st, because they don't know that. And you really don't want your new team members getting so excited, ready to hit those awards and go to enter a party and then say, oh my gosh, I can't order half of the stuff that I just did, or their 6-pack isn't complete. So that's really something to remember. But then also they get the testers for both. So they can either hold on to them so they have them in advance for next season, or the ones that are on that discontinued list, they can go ahead and make samples. They can use them themselves. And then, or if they give them out to customers, they have those to market in a different way to say, hey, you've tried this, you've gotten to experience this. Now, if you love it, add it to a Scentsy club. So they're already starting to get those residual orders from those testers that are going to be discontinuing. So make sure that we definitely do not forget that this month is enhanced starter kit. They get more bang for their buck on that $99 kit. And they'll be able to start with both seasons right off the bat. And honestly, I think if somebody joined this morning, they're probably going to get their stuff before any of us do, because those starter kits are pre-packed and ready to go. So they're going to have those catalogs, those testers in hand probably before a lot of us do.
can I go backwards just for a quick second? Just because I've seen it come up a couple of times over here in the chat. First, if I'm making a lot of mistakes in the chat when I type to you, I cut my nails really short and I don't know how to type, so I apologize for the typos. So some of you guys are really new, and you're not maybe understanding exactly what the transition means. So what it means is we're going to go from one catalog into the next catalog. So while we do that, when we retire some of the things from this current spring and summer catalog, it doesn't mean everything in spring summer is gone at the end of this month. Some of the things that are currently in the catalog, from laundry products to wax and warmers, are going to carry over into the new catalog. And how you'll find that out is looking at that discontinued list, and Callie linked it in the chat. So you can go and you can look at that, and it's going to tell you at the end of July, these items are no longer available. Those are the items you want to focus on, maybe making sure that if there's a warmer on there, customers had their eye on, now is the time to get it and get it on sale. If there are fragrances in there that you or your customers love, now is the time to put those into Scentsy Club, because if they're on that list, it means at the end of July, or if they sell out before that, they're gone, you guys. So that's what it means. It doesn't mean like everything is going away and the whole new catalog starts August 1st. Yes, it's a new catalog, but you will see some of the items that will carry over. So I wanted to make sure we clarified that, and because I kind of felt like I might have been confusing when I was typing. So if that makes sense and you guys don't have any other questions, we can move on. But
I was going to say one more thing after you, Jody.
Yes, ma'am.
No, just what you said, and it's only because it came to my brain while you were talking, but you just barely said it, that like when something's discontinued, that like it doesn't mean, like, sorry, my brain is not functioning, that it doesn't necessarily mean it'll last all month long.
right.
Like, if things can sell out before the end of the month. So that's all I was going to say, and I didn't deliver that very well at all. I apologize.
No, I'm just kind of looking to make sure that I answered that correctly. I don't want to confuse anybody. I think we did. And the other thing that Heather, I think, mentioned on her heavy hitters, like her customers, who gets the I hate to say it, but the better mailer. But you want to spend the money where people are spending money with you, right? So I was really bad last year, and I didn't hand out all of my retiring catalogs. I let the month go by and it didn't happen. So I wanted to make sure that that was not going to happen this year. And I am leaving again tomorrow for vacation. I just got back. So my goal today was to go through and get all of my catalogs that I have for spring, summer, and get them out. So someone had asked, how do you mail them? There's a couple of different ways. I don't just mail a catalog. So I don't just put postage on that and mail it. I think some people can get away with that. I've never done it. So I was going to show you how I do it and what I'm kind of doing to get rid of some of those other supplies. So if you have old brochures, catalogs, showcase brochures, whatever that might look like for you, you don't want to hold on to them. So if you drop them off on a porch, or if you mail them, however you get rid of them, just get them out. Like Kelly said, put a sticker on it that says, this is retiring, or this is already gone. Contact me for a new one. But I'm going to make sure I get these to the customers that ordered in the last month. So what I've done is I just use these clear, you guys have seen these 100 times, but we put our party packs in. So this is one of those. This is a full-size catalog. And I had samples that we made for this last catalog season that I still have, because I like to over make them so I don't have to worry about them all season long, but I had some left over. I don't want them sitting in my cabinet, because they do no good if they're sitting behind me in a cabinet and nobody's smelling them. So these people are getting 10 wax samples, plus there's rub and smell stickers throughout. So they'll easily have 15 or 16 different fragrances that they can smell along the way. So this is a great way to get this out. This is a package or parcel, I guess is how it went. So it's about $3.50 per one of these to send out. So if you cannot afford that, there are many other ways you can get rid of them. Like Callie said, leave them around doctor's offices, places that you go, hand them out at, I love to give cashiers and good customer service. Wherever I go, they always get something Scentsy. So this is a great way to get it out there. So it's not costing you money, you're not losing any money. You're getting your name out there. You're getting the product and the brand out there. Just get it out there. That's the point of it. So any other questions that I can cover, or is that? I think that's pretty much covers those.
Lily just actually asked, what is the difference to the full set to transition set?
Okay, so if you have I'm sorry, Kelly, did you want to answer? No. Okay. So if you have a current set of testers, which is 80 plus fragrance testers, and it's current as of today, you would only need to buy the transition. So that means all of the new fragrances that'll be in the fall winter catalog that are currently not in our summer catalog, you're going to get those. That's a transition. It's going to help you go from one catalog, transition into the new catalog. If your testers are out of date, or maybe they got melted, or maybe you just don't have a full current set because we didn't really use them that much in 2020, then you're going to want to buy the full set, which we just confirmed is out of stock, but and we don't have any other information on it, but I'm sure we'll get them. So stay tuned. But that's just that's what a transition test is. It just helps you go from this catalog and transition into the next catalog. What size is my mailer? Big enough for a catalog? I don't know. This one was actually a really, really big one, and I folded it in half because this is all Amazon had. So that's why it looks different than, say, this one. So I'm sorry, I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't really know.
I just use the Scentsy ones. And I know this this argument comes up that I can't get to it at the moment. You know which one I'm talking about. Let's see. If
You're talking about the clear catalog mailers?
What's that? It's
I just put more in my stuff, and these are heavier duty. So I've never used the catalog mail. Oh, I use those too.
I use these, but with the if you're using these kind of party packs, what I do is I hit everything down to one side, and if I fold this just enough, it will fit in the Scentsy one. So these don't actually fit, but if you fold it, it'll fit in the Scentsy one. I really like mine going out in the Scentsy mailers. I feel cool and like I'm official. And so
I like the clear ones because I fill it with all sorts of confetti and stickers.
Well, I know I know, and I haven't had good luck sending anything clear, so that's why I
haven't had any issues. So I just like it because I'm like, ooh, you can shake it. It's like a shaker card in your mailbox. How fun is that? So
I always get I feel like I'm brain dead. Like you guys are saying everything. I can't even think this week, but I always get 2 sets of transition testers. I used to get a lot more for tote parties, but I keep this one in these glass jars. And that way one can sit in my office. And if people are here, I can just bring this out. People can go through it and test it. And then I have one for parties to take with me or to send out. But this has been great. It literally sits above my desk. And whenever people are here, whenever there's a party, I usually put it on a tray or whatever, and then we'll put goodies around it, like candy or whatever. And then people totally, while they're snacking or watching football, they're like smelling scents. And I've gotten so many orders from doing this. And one of my friends put it all in rainbow colors. But you could, at Christmas time, you could put it in Christmas colors. You could do whatever. But I have this all over the house. Sometimes I'll put it in the living room. On the coffee table, sometimes it's on the bar, but I use this everywhere. Just an easy, cute way to carry your testers around the house for when you have people home. So I always get a couple sets for that reason.
A good question just came up, and someone asked if they would recommend using Host Rewards to get your product. Yes, always. So you should always, as a consultant, have an open party link that's yours. As the host, as the consultant, always, never a question, always, always, always have an open PWS. Mine is always Jody's online Scentsy shop. So anybody who goes, when I send them jodyfarmer.com, it is linked to that party. So if they order online, I'm creating or accumulating host rewards, and I build and build and build it. Then you can offer host flip. You can get your new products with it when they come out. You can do all sorts of things with it. So absolutely do that. Kelly, are you laughing at me?
Kind of what is next on our list here was when can we get the products, right? So as consultants and customers, we can all order them at the same time, which is August 1st. We don't have like a pre-sale for customers, anything like that. There are new season sales kits that are for those that earned the levels in the incentive based off of what level you got and all those things. You can go look at the qualifications and that type of thing. But this one that just ended on English is hard, June 30th. So that is available. One of the questions was in the chat, but I'll say it here for those that didn't read the chat, is when can I get that? Scentsy will contact you with those details, when you can get those new season sales kits and all of that. Will they be available for other consultants to purchase? We don't know yet. So we'll just have to wait and see. If there's more available, they'll let us know. And if not, then they'll get that information out to us. But this time we don't have that information. So that's one of those reasons why earning that incentive is very important, is to get those new season sale kit. Jill, you're unmuted. Did I mess something up? Did I miss something?
No, I feel like I remember them saying that the actual warmers and stuff, we wouldn't be able to get in sales kits, but they were going to offer the fragrances. So I think we'll be
Okay.
able to get bars, just because they wanted to make sure that the inventory levels were good August 1st. That's what I remember.
July 6th is the scent wax sales kit available. Thank you, Kim. Okay, perfect. Sorry, my bad on that one. So that is something that you'll be able to get, so you can get those scents in hand. And then also, if you were on the incentive trip to Disney, you got, and Anna has one hiding somewhere, you were able to get the new wall fan, the Disney wall fan. So that's another reason why earning those incentive trips can be beneficial. Not always, not saying that you always get those things, but I know we got just regular wall fans in Marco Island several years ago. So sometimes they do fun things like that, but everybody will be able to purchase those. And like Jody said, always having a party open so that on the 1st, you are able to go ahead and get all of your items ordered. Oh, look, Anna's showing her little Mickey wall fan. So that's the one from the new catalog. So having those parties open and being ready to order on the 1st, think about and do this ahead of time. Sit down and plan, kind of look at what you're gonna do. I know for me, I always like to get new warmers for my party displays, utilizing my host rewards and the combine and saves to get the best bang for my buck on what I'm going to use for my business, but also be thinking about if there's any products you want to sample for the season in regards to new cleaning products, Cloudberry Dreams, right? Those new ones that are coming out in Scentsy Fresh. I'm so excited for Palm Breeze. It's coming out in Scentsy Fresh. Those are some items to think about getting. A lot of times I will, if you're on a tight budget and you're wanting some for yourself, but you're also wanting to do it for your business, make half of the bottle in samples, and then the other half of the bottle you get to use and keep for yourself. And then next time you kind of reward yourself with the host rewards and get new products. So it can work both ways. That some of it's for yourself, but some of it's also for your business. Anybody else have anything you want to add there? This is so small on my phone, I cannot read. Another thing is, later this month, I'm going to mention it now because we're talking about it. Later this month at this SFR, when that goes live, we're going to find out what the fall and winter, harvest and holiday brochure is going to be. Remember to hold off on those as well. I know a lot of times we're already sending out the catalogs, but don't send those out in advance. I just figure since we're kind of talking about all that stuff, we're going to mention that, but that is also going to be coming at the SFR. So there's going to be a lot of exciting things coming your way that if you are prepared, if you are ready, if you can get your head in the game to be ready to work your business and share, your season is going to be absolutely incredible. And another thing is if you can if you have anybody sitting on the fence, getting them started and kind of planting those seeds now, is going to be very helpful as we really dive into that season. Crystal, I don't know the answer to that question yet.
Yeah, I think this catalog, I always say this is the best catalog they've ever done. Every year I've said that. And I seriously think there's going to be a time where I'm like, I'm not going to say it. And I feel like this catalog, it's like we've grown up and it's so clean and beautiful and the products. And I mean, this fall is going to be incredible. And so I think speaking of transition, I think a really good time for you to self-reflect on what you've given your business this past 6 months. Have you met your goals? Where do you want to be come December 31st? Figure out what you want from your business, what your goals are, write it down. I know if you're one of those people that you've heard us say this a million times and you've never put it on paper or made a dream board, you're probably not reaching your goals because you haven't done that. Honestly, I'm going to tell you, it sounds so cliche. It sounds so silly, but figure out what you want from your business and write it down. Stare at it every single day. What do you want that dream check to be? Or what title do you want to be by December 31st? Or how many people are you going to sponsor every single month? You've got to make it a reality and figure out what you want, because anybody can sell Scentsy. I don't care what you're doing, but it's what, like Callie says, what you think about, you bring about. So if all you're focusing on and thinking about is selling the next 6-pack of bars, that's where your business is going to stay. You are going to have to step out of your comfort zone. You are going to have to start asking people to host parties. This is the number one best thing to grow your business and to get in front of new people. The reason why you don't have people joining is because you're not asking enough people. The reason why you're not selling diffusers is because you're not using the oils. The reason why you're not selling laundry love bundles or flipping it to the host as half price is because you're not using it. So if you start incorporating the products that you're using every single day, you start thinking and talking about them very naturally. Like if somebody asked me right now where I need to go to get a hamburger, I can tell you. If somebody asked me where I need a steak and carrot cake, you know where I'm gonna tell you. If somebody asks me what bartender makes the best margarita, I'm gonna tell you. Because I eat all that and I drink all that. My point is, it's the same with your business. You've got to be using these products to be able to talk about them. People want to be around people that are excited about their products. They love them. They want a party. And if you're not doing the party packs, it doesn't have to be all grandiose, but that is a game changer for me. And it has been ever since I started doing it well over a year and a half ago. And so you have got to figure out, what is your best game plan? Do you want to try a fundraiser in the fall? Do you want to get an event? Try something new. Don't become complacent in just taking individual orders, because you're going to be in the exact same spot that you were December 31st as you are right this second. And so you've got to absolutely do something different. Be flexible. Be willing to learn. Get on the training calls. Next week, why don't you call one of your team members and say, hey, I'd love for you to join this Thursday night shift with me. Will you be my guest? Personally invite them. You know, people put it out there all day long. It's like someone inviting someone to a party. Oh, well, I posted it. Let's see who comes. It's kind of like these training calls. Out of all of these people, who shows up? But if you're personally inviting someone and sending a message, that's how you're teaching the process to work. You're creating those connections. Hey, I'd love for you to be my guest. Invite them. Let's see who shows up. I'll never forget one point I would reach out to the people that I was going to shout out. And I did this for a couple of weeks, but it worked. I would text them or message them ahead of time and say, hey, Kathy, I'm gonna shoot you out. I can't wait to say your names on tonight's call on the top PRV. Guess who was on the call? Kathy, right? It worked. Not Kathy. I just saw Kathy's face. I'm not using it as a real example, but I just saw Kathy's pretty face, and so I just used her name. But you get the point. Like, it's a personal invitation, and so people don't want to turn you down. And so you've got to get in the habit of doing that and creating that routine. And it aligns very well with transition, because I think we become very complacent. We start rolling with the punches, rolling with the motions, go in and out. And you're like, oh my God, 6 months is gone. We're in a new catalog. What? And it gets crazier in the fall. You think what we're now is busy? Oh no, it is times 100. I mean, it really is. And it can be either good or it can be great for you, but you've got to be a planner. You've got to figure out and book your calendar ahead of time and front load your calendar. I can't stress that enough. You should have your 2000 PRV by the 15th is my ultimate goal, because I want the second half of my month to be just working hard with my team. If I can get my whole entire month of my 2000 PRV done by the 15th, I am sitting beautiful, because that's my goal every single month. 2 recruits and 2000 PRV. I was just making sure the chat. Anybody else want to add anything?
I loved the part that we talked about. I think Melissa said at the beginning, it's like all of us get to kind of start over, right? I remember last year at the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm going to recruit 25 people this year, whatever it was. I don't even know what the number was, but I did that because I said it, and I earned level 3 of the incentive. This year, I didn't earn a level of the incentive because I wasn't in a place where I was working on other things where I didn't feel like I could support people that I recruited. I already knew that going into the first 6 months of the year. So that's coming from a superstar director, you guys, that sometimes you have to put you first based on where you are. But now it's July 1st. It's a new month. So I'm not saying that that's something people should do all the time at all. But you can't look behind you, right? Now it's July 1st. You get a reboot, you get a restart. Now I'm going to book, my plan is to book 25, 30 people for the next half of the year. So don't say to yourself, well, I haven't recruited anyone. I only recruited one person, or they're not active the first 6 months. You get to restart. You get a new catalog, clean out your office, refresh, reboot, drink your water, do whatever you have to do, write your goals down, put it up in front of you. Don't look behind you. Always look in front of you. Always step forward, because you can do whatever you put your mind to, but you have to say it out loud. You have to make it a goal. You have to decide, because whatever you say is what you'll bring into fruition. Is that the word? You can't, if you say you can't recruit, you won't recruit. If you say last week, I think, and I wrote a big blog post on it, because if you fall to the, I can't book parties, I can't recruit, no one's active, my team doesn't do anything, that's exactly what will happen. You have to speak into existence what you already have, and that's what'll happen. So you have to choose right now, today, July 1st, what do you want? I love my active team. I say this story all the time. When I wanted to be superstar director, I used to go to this gym and be on the treadmill, and I was, I think, a director at the time. And I was like, I love being a superstar director. I love being a superstar director. And that year I promoted because I said it out loud, and that's the goal that I wanted. And that's what happened. So decide today, refresh, start the tape over, do whatever you have to do, and decide what you want for the next 6 months of the year, because it'll make a difference.
Well, and I think it's important to mention too, and this is, I'm not gonna call her out, but I have a sweet new consultant that is on, newer consultant. And we have to remember that a lot of times, especially on these calls or these trainings or trainings that you do get on, like, there are consultants at all levels, right? So some of us have been doing this for 14, 15 years. This is our 28th transition that we've been through. We go through our motions. We know what we do to get our business ready for the fall or for the spring, summer. And it sounds like we have it nailed. We know what we're doing. We have it all figured out. We don't. But it could easily be, and this is something I want to point out, and this is for all of us panel, is that there are consultants that are just getting started, and they haven't been through a transition yet, and they don't know what it's like going into a fall winter season. And that it can be sometimes discouraging when they try to compare to our transition expectations, journeys, goals for ourselves. And so, we do try, and I think we do a good job. We try with Shift on catering to all levels of consultants that are new, newer or veteran. And sometimes if you hear something and you're like, gosh, that makes me feel like I'm not working my business really well, or I'm not crushing my goals like all these girls are saying, you have to take it with a grain of salt, right? Because you can't compare yourself to anybody else and what they're doing or where they are on their journey, but you can take little nuggets that apply to where you are and apply them to where you are. So I just had to throw that out there. Like, we know that you guys don't know everything. We know some of you are brand new, and just, take it in stride. And no matter what, we're here to help. We are here to help. We are never here to demotivate or make you feel less than, or make you feel like you have no clue what's going on. Because half the time we have no clue what's going on. So
we don't. And everybody's got different goals. You've all got different aspirations. Like, if I want to lose 100 pounds, you may want to lose 5. It's whatever your goals and your dreams and your business want to be. You take the pieces and make it work. It really comes down to catalogs, order forms, and testers, and your passion and your drive. No one's going to force you to do it. No one's going to make you lose weight. I'm all business. This is not fun for me. This is my full-time job. I work over 40 hours a week. This is not pretty. Somebody else probably couldn't do half of what I do. I'm not anywhere where I want to be in my business. So that's why you hear me telling you, shooting the shit straight. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you what works. I don't give a dang. And I'm going to work until my fingers bleed until I get where I want. And not everybody's like that. And so we don't expect you to do what I do. You need to do what you can do. And you take the nuggets, you work how you got to work. It's not your schedule versus mine. You fit whatever you can fit in, and you do what you got to do. Now, do you need a swift kick in the butt sometimes? Hell yeah, so do I. But it doesn't mean that my story is your story. My business is not your business. You got to make it what you want to make it. And it's not all rainbows and butterflies. Hard work pays off, period. Like, there's nothing about it. You get out what you put in, and that is truth. I mean, But it's like, Melissa, don't compare and feel bad or feel guilty, or if you're not where you want to be yet. Do you know I wasn't paid at Title for like 8 years? Like, everything's not rainbows and perfect butterflies and big paychecks. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I missed out on with my son, or a single mom being deployed while my husband was deployed. I have missed out on so many things that I sacrificed and did Cincy over other things that I can't get back. Time is done. It's gone. And so now I'm very intentional on who I spend my time with, what I'm doing, and I'm laser focused. And I think that's what you have to remember. Everything's a choice. So yeah, but don't compare yourself to my story or Callie's or Melissa's or anybody else's, because it really is all what you want to do. I mean, really, I would be a lot skinnier if I could have that kind of control over my eating habits versus my business. I'm way more disciplined than I am than eating carbs. I mean, right? Like, it is what it is, right? But don't compare. Don't put yourself down. Melissa's absolutely right.
Well, and if I can give you one piece of advice too, it is, no matter what your goal is, if it's 200 a month, if it's 500 a month, doesn't matter what your goal is. I'm always going to encourage you to hang out with those doing more.
Yep.
And that's not to me. Yeah, of course, Nance.
I'm going to get all. Hang on. I made level 3 in the incentive, but it's because of all of you. You guys inspired me. I put the time in to watch you guys and put into action what you guys were teaching me. And I do thank you guys. You guys are very inspiring. I can't believe I'm getting all choked up, but I'm excited. I mean, it's the first time I hit level 3, but you 6 or 7, whatever it is, I owe it to you guys, because you pulled me out of a dark spot. I looked forward to Tuesday nights with Heather and Thursday nights with you guys. And I just want to thank you. And don't cut your guys self short. You guys are awesome. And I so appreciate you. Now I just got to pick what color of tennis shoes I want.
Oh, decisions. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen, Nancy, you're welcome. The biggest thing is, like I said, hang out with people that are doing more. Bottom line. I say all the time, you never want to be the smartest person in any room that you're in. And you never want to be the best in any room that you're in, because then you don't learn and you don't grow. So with that, we're at the top of the hour. We talked through transition. I thank you guys, right? We thank everybody for getting on. Callie, we always divert to you to bring it home.
Well,
Tell us
you
to go.
home. I feel like you're the one that we divert to always bring things home.
Well, but then you kind of like always close it up and put a little bow on it and send us on our way.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have further questions, always reach out. You can post on your pages. Maybe we spark some different things you hadn't thought about. I saw a question above. Do you guys have any fun ideas of what you're going to do in your VIP pages? I'll be honest, or for your VIPs, I don't know yet. But when you do figure yours out, or you see fun things, share them in your team and groups to inspire others to make things happen and work in their businesses. And together, we're all just going to make this happen. And guess what? Soon we're going to be talking about the next incentive trip, and realize that everything that you're doing right now to prep through transition will have you working towards what that's going to be. So if you had FOMO from watching these last several weeks of incentive trips, be ready for the announcement later this month. We'll find out where we're going, all the details, and hopefully these little tips and things will help you get you there. So we'll talk to you guys next week.
Happy 4th of July.